Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Sunvanti Devyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagah Dhyanavastita Dadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam na Vidusura Suraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Hari Om. So we continue with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and the stage was the Kaurava and the Pandava armies have assembled on the battlefield. And then Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, what's happening there? Sanjaya, who has the divine vision to see the happenings on the battlefield, begins the description of the scene. First he says, Duryodhana is out there and describing the two armies that all set to begin the battle. A description of the various warriors on the Pandava side was given first, and then it was followed by the description of the warriors on the Kaurava side. We have seen all that in the last class. Up to the 9th verse we saw. Now begins a relative comparison, the relative strengths of the two armies in the verse number 10. So let us see verse 10. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma birakshitam balam bhishma birakshitam paryaptam tvidametesham paryaptam tvidametesham balam bhimabhirakshitam, balam bhimabhirakshitam, aparyaptam tadasmakam, balam bhishmabhirakshitam, paryaptam tvitametesham, balam bhimabhirakshitam. Having enumerated the important people on both sides, now Duryodhana continues to discuss the relative strengths of the two armies. He feels that his army is not as good as the other army. He's really afraid. He says, Asmakam balam aparyaptam. Our strength is insufficient. We are weaker. We are incapable of defeating them. Even though Bhishma Abhirakshitam, we are all protected by Bhishma, still I feel we are weaker than the Pandavas' army. Not only that, Yetesham balam paryaptam. Their army strength is too powerful to overwhelm our army. Even though Bhima Bhirakshitam, protected by Bhima only. Bhishma is surely vastly superior. Bhishma is vastly superior than Bhima. But I still feel that their army is powerful. From this, we can understand a very important psychological point. If we objectively evaluate the situation, we will conclude that Kaurava army is more powerful. Actually, their count is 11 battalions compared to 7 of the Pandavas. Numerically, Kaurava army is bigger, stronger. More powerful warriors on their side also. One Bhishma is enough. One Drona is enough. Karna is elder to all the Pandavas. Similarly, Kripacharya, the name itself means one who has never been defeated in a battle. He is also great. All senior warriors are on Kaurava army. We see that even in today's wars, more recent wars, not your military strength. Sometimes the side that wins may not have all the military power. We see that even today. So even though Kaurava army is superior quantitatively as well as qualitatively, Duryodhana feels that they are weak. Rightfully so. Because we know where dharma is lacking, where bhakti is lacking, where the inner strength and confidence, that will also be lacking. Dharma is definitely not on Duryodhana's side. Therefore, that conscience pricking, it's always there. Duryodhana was not a great bhakta, You know the story about the visit of Duryodhana and Arjuna with Bhagavan Sri Krishna. We will see that story later on in the other session. We have not come to that yet, but we will see. See that. Duryodhana chose the army and the military strength. Bhagavan gave them a choice. He chose the military strength. And Arjuna just wanted the support of Bhagavan. We will see that later in the 9th chapter also, the value of bhakti, and the 12th chapter. Devotion is not there, you will be insecure. When you have the devotion, hey, God is on my side, you can take up anything. Continuing verse 11. Anyeshu cha sarveshu yata bhagamavastitah bhishmamevabhirakshanto bhavantas sarva evahi ayaneshu cha sarveshu yata bhagamavastitah bhishmamevabhirakshanto bhavantas sarva evahi. Even though Duryodhana suffers from this sense of insecurity, he feels there is at least one person who gives some amount of security and confidence, and that is Bhishma Pitamaha. His mere presence gives a sense of security. So he commands all the soldiers that they should protect Bhishma Pitamaha at all costs. So he says, Bhishma eva abhirakshantu. Protect Bhishma Pitamaha at all costs. He orders his troops. How should you protect him? Bhavantaha sarva evahi yata bhagam avastitah. Remaining in your assigned positions. Remaining in your assigned positions, strategic positions, ayana, you protect him. Be there, Bhishmameva abhirakshantu, protect Bhishma. So that is his command, Duryodhana's command to his troops. Then, Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuravraddah pitamah simmanadham vinatyochaihi shankam dadmau pratapavan tasya sanjanayan harsham kuravraddah pitamah simmanadam vinatyochaihi shankam dadmau pratapavan. Bhishma saw the pathetic condition of Duryodhana. He is just rambling, prattling, blabbering something. So he felt he has to cheer him up. Therefore Bhishma, tasya harsham sanjanayan. He generated enthusiasm, inner strength and confidence in Duryodhana. Kuruvriddaha pitamaha refers to Bhishmacharya. Kuru Vriddaha, the eldest among Kuru dynasty. Actually, Shantanu's brother was still alive. He would be the eldest. But in this context, on the battlefield, Bhishmacharya was the eldest among Kurus. Pitamaha, great-grandfather. So he acted as the cheerleader, cheered up Duryodhana. How did he do that? Uchchaihi simmanadam vinadya. He roared aloud like a lion. He made a huge noise to generate enthusiasm among the troops. Bhishma did not want to delay the commencement of the war anymore. So to signal the start of the war, he decided to blow the conch. Pratapavan, the most powerful Shankam Dadmau. He blew the conch to begin the battle. Then everyone responded. Tata shankascha bhairyascha panavanaka gomukah sahasraivabhya hanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavate tata shankascha bhairyascha panavanaka gomukah sahasaivabhyan yahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavate. When Bhishma blew the conch, tataha, then all the people on the Kaurava side also did the same. Not only the conch, but various other kinds of instruments. The various instruments are listed here. Shankaha and Bhairyaha, Panava, Anaka, Gomukaha, conches, drums, tabors, bugles, cow horns, and other instruments. They were blown or beaten, creating loud noises. All of them sahasayeva abhyahanyanta, sounded forth immediately. We've seen in movies or the Mahabharata TV serial and all that, you would have seen. You also see on the sideline in football games. The cheerleaders are there, all the drums and all that are there. So this description should be familiar to you. So it became a tumultuous sound. Now the Kauravas have indicated their readiness for the battle. It's then Pandavas' turn to respond. Do you think Pandavas will keep quiet? They have to sound their conch and drums and everything to show their readiness. Now comes one of the most beautiful verses. Most beautiful verse. Once Bhishmacharya blew his conch and the rest of the Duryodhana's army followed with their various instruments, the battlefield reverberated with this tumultuous sound. The response of the Pandavas follows. How did they respond? Tatashvetairhairyukte mahati syandane stitau महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्कौ प्रदत्मतुः ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महते स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्कौ प्रदत्मतुः. So this is Pandava's response. How did they respond? Until now, our attention was turned towards Duryodhana. Addressing Dronacharya, he was talking to Dronacharya. Thereafter, on to Bhishmacharya and all the Kauravas. So that is where the cameras were turned towards that side. Now Vyasacharya turns the verbal camera to the Pandava side. On that side, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is recognized as the most important. They all recognize him as the Avatara. And they respected him as the Lord. So they were all looking at him. So now the focus of the camera is onto Arjuna's chariot. Tata shvetaih yahai yukte. First the focus is on the horses. Arjuna's chariot was driven by shvetaihi ahaihi, white horses. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna was the driver, was the charioteer. This popular Gitopadesha picture is borrowed from Kathopanishad, where we see the beautiful metaphor of the chariot. Most of you are very familiar. We just studied Kathopanishad not too long ago. Atmanam ratinam vidhi, shariram ratamevatu. Know the Atma as the Lord of the chariot and the body to be that vehicle, chariot. Indriyani hayan ahuhu. The sense organs are said to be the horses, and the mind is compared to the reins. Just as the horses are controlled by the reins, Atmendriya mano yuktam, the sense organs are under the control of the mind. The perception through the senses give us knowledge, and the knowledge in our tradition is given the white color. The goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, wears a white sari. So the white horses represent our sense organs that give us this knowledge. For the master of the chariot to have a smooth ride, the reins should be under the hands of a capable driver, an intelligent driver. So the chariot driver is buddhi, the intellect. Bhokta iti ahuhu manishinah, the bhokta is the jiva, Arjuna. And how lucky he was to have Bhagavan Sri Krishna as the driver. The horses are drawing a mahati syandane stitau, a huge chariot. That was a special gift to Arjuna from the heavens. It was not an ordinary chariot, it was a celestial chariot. On this wonderful chariot are seated two people. Who are they? One is Madhavaha, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Ma represents Lakshmi Devi, Shakti or knowledge, and Dhavaha means the husband, the Lord. So Madhavaha means the Lord of wealth, wealth of knowledge. The Lord Sri Krishna is Jagat Guru, endowed with the wealth of knowledge that he will impart to Arjuna, and we will also share in that. So Madhavaha is Sri Krishna. The other person in the chariot is Pandavaha. Pandavaha here refers to Arjuna. It literally means son of Pandu. So any of the five can take that name. But the most famous among them is Arjuna. So when separately mentioned, Pandava refers to Arjuna. That is the reference here. So Arjuna is the master riding in the chariot, and Bhagwan Sri Krishna is the driver. But now Bhagwan is playing the role of a humble, obedient servant. Just a driver, driving the chariot. The role will be reversed later. So, what did Bhagwan do in the battlefield? What did he do now? He blew Pradat Matuhu, Divyau Shankau. He blew the divine conch. The description of the conch is given now. What is that? Let us see. Verse 15. Panchajanyam Rishikeshau, Panchajanyam Rishikeshau, Devadattam Dhananjayah, Devadattam Dhananjayah, Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam, Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam, Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha, Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha, Panchajanyam Rishikesho, Devadattam Dhananjayah, Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam, Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha. Here is a detailed response of the description of Pandava's response. Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Rishikesha is Lord Sri Krishna. He has many names, and one name is Rishikesha. Previously we saw Madhavaha, Lakshmipatihi. Another beautiful name is given here, Rishikesha. Rishikam means the sense organs. Isha means the master or the Lord. So Rishikesha means the Lord of all sense organs, including the mind. One who is the master of all the sense organs. If we have control of the mind and the sense organs, you are the Lord. So Bhagwan Sri Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha here. He not only has control over his mind, he knows what is happening in Arjuna's mind also. So he will advise him accordingly, teach him accordingly. So Rishikesha is the Lord of mind and the sense organs. So Bhagwan blew his conch. And his conch is called Panchajanya. There are so many stories behind these names. Panchajanasura was a demon who was destroyed by Bhagavan, and he only became his Kanch, Panchajanya. Panchajanasura was the demon's name. And Bhagavan killed him and made him his Kanch. We will not get into those minute details of such stories, not very relevant. Anyhow, his Kanch is called Panchajanyam. Then Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is a title of Arjuna. And that means the one who has amassed plenty of wealth. Arjuna was indeed very wealthy and prosperous. He was handsome, strong. He had it all. Name, fame, wealth, everything. In spite of all that, in spite of all material success, we soon will find him in a great crisis. He is not able to solve his problem. Material success is not a remedy for human sorrow. Let us get this message straight. Material success is not a cure for human sorrow. Here Arjuna is called Dhananjaya. So he blew the conch called Devadattam. Then Vrikodaraha Poundram. Vrikodaraha is another name for Bhima. Vrikodaraha means one whose stomach is like that of a wolf. The uniqueness of a wolf is that any amount it eats, one thing, it will not be satisfied. It's a glutton. It eats and eats. Yet its stomach never bulges. Doesn't have a pot belly. Similarly, Bhima did not have a big belly, even though he was indeed a glutton. The wolf somehow managed to digest everything. Therefore, he is called Vrikodaraha. Even though he ate a lot, he was also active, agile, everything. So here he is also called Bhima Karma, a man of terrible deeds. Terrible means not wicked. Okay? Bhayankaraha, one who drives fear into his enemies. It's a man of terrible exploits. We will see the Bakasura story in the Mahabharata story class. We will see what he did to Bakasura. So his conch is called Mahashankam Poundram. Even the name of that conch sounds terrible, Poundram. Naturally, his conch has to be great, Mahashanka. Dadmau, he blew his conch. Then the others. Ananta Vijayam Raja, Ananta Vijayam Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah, Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah, Nakulas Sahadevascha, Nakulas Sahadevascha, Sukoshamani Pushpakau, Sukoshamani Pushpakau, Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah Nakulas Sahadevascha Sukoshamani Pushpakau. Raja Kunti Putraha Yudhishthirah. The rightful Raja, the king, and Kunti Putra, the son of Kunti, he is Yudhishthira. He should be the king, and that is what the battle is all about. And he is called Yudhishthira because he is firm in warfare. Yudhi, in battle, Sthiraha, firm, does not go back. He does not retreat. He blew his conch. The conch's name was Ananta Vijayam. Then Nakulaha Sahadevascha. Nakula and Sahadeva, the last two of the Pandava brothers, Dadmau, blew their respective conches. And their names were Shukosha and Mani Pushpaka. Then there were others also, other kings who were there on the battlefield. Who were they? Kashyascha Parameshvasah, Kashyascha Parameshvasah, Shikandi cha Maharatah, Shikandi cha Maharatah, Drishtadyumno Viratascha, Drishtadyumno Viratascha, Satyakischa Parajitah, Satyakischa Parajitah, Drupado Draupadeyascha, Drupado Draupadeyascha, Sarvasha Prithivipate, Sarvasha Prithivipate, Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu, Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu, Shankan Dadmau Pratak Pratak, Shankan Dadma Pratak Pratak, Kashyascha Parameshvasah, Shikandi cha Maharatah, Drishtadyumno Viratascha, Satyakischa Parajitah, Drupado Draupadeyascha, Sarvasha Prithivipate, Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu, Shankan Dadmau Pratak Pratak. So there are so many other kings who had come in to support the Pandavas, and some of them are mentioned here. Shankan Dadmuhu, they all blew the conch. Who all? Kashyah, the king of Kashi, and he was a great archer. Parameshvasah. So he blew his conch. Shikandi cha Maharatah. Shikandi. We saw the story about Shikandi. I think it was last week. How Amba, she wanted to take a rebirth to take care of Bhishma. That story we saw. So Shikandi had taken birth with the vow to kill Bhishma. And he succeeds also, we will later on see. Not an ordinary person. He is Maharatha, a great warrior. He blew his conch. Drishtadyumna also blew his conch. We saw the story of Drishtadyumna, son of King Drupada, earlier today. We saw that. He blew his conch. Then Virataha and Satyaki Aparajitaha, the unconquerable Satyaki. Drupadaha, father of Draupadi, was there. Draupadeyaha, all the 5 sons of Draupadi. Saubhadra, who was the son of Subhadra, that is Abhimanyu. He was a Mahabahu, mighty armed, very powerful. Sarvashah, all of them, Shankan Dadmuhu Prutak Prutak, blew their respective conches. Here Sanjaya addresses Dhritarashtra Prithivipate, O Lord of the world. And he gives this brief report. Then what happened? Sagoshodhardarashranam Sagoshodhardarashranam Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Prithvi Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan Sagoshodhardarashranam Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Prithvi Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan. When the Pandavas made such a loud noise, Duryodhana and others heard that noise. Sagosha. That noise they heard. And hearing that, Duryodhana's heart was Vyadarayat, was pierced. It really affected him intensely. It tore into Hridayani, the hearts of Dhardarashranam, the Kauravas, sons of Dhritarashtra. Duryodhana already was very apprehensive, and the tumultuous noise of the war cry from the Pandavas increases his fear even more. The decibel level of the noise is described as Nabhascha Prithvi Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan, so loud, so as to reverberate from earth all the way up to the heavens. That's how loud it was. Atavyavastitan drishtva Dhardarashran kapedvajah pravritte shastra sampate dhanurudyamya pandavah rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate atavyavastitan drishtva धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते. This is verse 20 and half of verse 21. 20 and a half. We will see here. Till the 19th verse is the first phase. Now the second phase, a turning point, is going to take place. The turning point is indicated by the word atha. It indicates a gear shift, shifting into higher gear now. The present situation is that the Kauravas have blown the conch, the Pandavas have reciprocated. So both armies have signaled their readiness for the battle. Now the shooting of arrows should begin. So Vyasacharya says, Shastra Sampate Pravritte. They are ready to shoot the weapons. At the last moment, there is some problem. Arjuna has to shoot the arrows, but at the nick of time, a flash of thought comes to his mind. That flash is going to be a huge turning point. If it had not taken place, if both had started the war, Gitopadesha would not have taken place, and we would not have these classes. We also would not get this knowledge. So all these things happened because of that atha, a sudden shift. The thought flash that came to Arjuna is, I should see who all are arrayed in front of me, who all assembled in front of me. Just before I start shooting arrows, let me see who all are there. Whom will I kill in this war? This is probably going to be the last moment I'll see them alive. He knew all of them are his relatives only. This is, after all, a family feud. So he wanted to see them one last time. So he orders Sri Krishna. That is said here. Arjuna is called here Kapidvaja. Kapidvaja. One who has the monkey emblem on his flag. That monkey represents Hanumanji. Hanuman is Vayuputra, and Bhima is also Vayuputra. They both had the same father. Hanuman is Chiranjeevi. Therefore, he was in Ramayana. He was in Ramayana period also. He is there in Mahabharata time also. So Bhima made a special request to Hanuman. That request was, he should come to Mahabharata battle, come to the battlefield and bless them to be victorious. And Hanumanji said, I'll be there in the form of an emblem on your flags. So Hanumanji had the opportunity to listen Bhagavad Gita also. It is said there is a commentary of Gita written by Hanumanji. Anyway, because of this, Arjuna gets the name Kapidvaja. And what did Arjuna do? Dhartarashtran Vyavastitan Drishtva. Arjuna saw all the sons of Dhritarashtra the Kauravas, and Danuhu Udyamya, at that time, he raised his bow. He raised his bow to show, I am not ready. Do not shoot now. Even in cricket matches, batsman is ready, bowler is ready to run and start bowling. The batsman at that time raises his bat. Please wait a minute, I'm not ready. I have a sneeze coming. I can't take you. So, baseball also, they step out. Anyway, so Arjuna raised his bow to indicate that he is not ready. Then, Rishikesham idam vakyam aha. He spoke these words to Lord Sri Krishna. Mahipate, says Sanjaya, O great king. Mahipate, O great king, that is addressed to Dhritarashtra. Remember, Sanjaya reporting all the battlefield scenes to Dhritarashtra. So he said, Arjuna said something. What did Arjuna say? And I already told you what Arjuna said was the turning point. We got to have a little suspense, don't we? So I will stop. We are out of time. Stop here for today, and we will see what Arjuna said next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.